guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so now all my brushes are clean. I was wanting to wait for a little bit, but now they're clean. So now we're going to do a full face of drugstore makeup, or let me rephrase that, another full face of drugstore makeup. So let's get started with brows. Let me get my mirror out. So I have my e.l.f. eyebrow duo brush. And we're just going to shape my brows out. Right. So now we're going to go into the third shade in. By the way, this is the e.l.f. Perfect 10 palette in the shade Nude Mood. And we're just going to focus most of the color on this front part of my brow. And just disputing the color as we go along. So I'm pretty much just trying to get all the broken colors. So now we move used up faster. Sorry. Now we move towards this section of my brow. That scared the living crap out of me. Making sure to use the spoolie side and distribute distribute the color. I cannot talk today. Okay. Getting some more color. Now we finish the brow. And that's how to get a perfect brow shape. Every time. Working in sections and making sure to distribute the color, the product, evenly while you work. Okay. So now I'm going to do it the same way on the other side. Focusing on the frontmost outer part of my eyebrow, and then working in sections. So then taking the spoolie, distributing the color really well. And that's how to get an even brow and then the clean brow. And I'm taking what's left on the brush because I do have a little bit left on that brush where I dip into the powder again. And again, working in sections and you'll get a perfect brow shape every time, and you will have a more clean brow. Like, here, I'll show you what your spoolie is supposed to look like at the end of doing both brows. If you do it the way I do it. Now, if you do your brows different, do it the way you do it. This is just the way I've started doing it. I'm kind of learning as I go to do. If that like makes sense. As I do these tutorials and I watch tutorials, I learn how to do things and I try it and I end up like really liking it. And there's some things that I don't like that I do differently. And this is just something that I did a couple days ago and actually really liked the way it looked. So now I'm teaching it to you guys. Now I do have a little bit of cleanup on this brow. But here is what your spoolie is supposed to look like once you're done. It's supposed to have a lot of product. Sorry. A lot of product from your brows. So now I'm going to put that away. I'm going to get my e.l.f. brow lift and the brow lift applicator, which is clean now. And I'm just getting a little bit, like that much. And I'm taking the spatula part and just cleaning around my brows so I don't have to use any alcohol. My brows stay where they are and I get nice clean brows. Or a clean brow shape, sorry, I should say it that way, a clean brow shape. Okay. Then kind of just, and this way it does help clean up the brows a little bit if you have some mistakes that you made. I don't think I'll be able to do my brows much longer. It looks like it's almost gone. Look who's awake. Shaggy. Shaggy girl. Which Shaggy's birthday was yesterday. So. So then I'm gonna let that dry. While I let that dry, might as well I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow primer, which is going to be the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm, which some of these are like going to be really easy to use up in 2 weeks. Some of these, not so much. Like how much I have to layer up with this concealer the past couple of days is ridiculous, which just goes to show me it's almost out. It's almost gone. Oh, but it works. Again, going for a really sheared out kind of look today. And when I do end up running out of this, I will use a concealer that is already in. I have a little makeup box that everything that I'm trying to use up in 2 weeks is in. So I'll just use one of those, which is probably going to be the one that I'm using either on my brows or under my eyes, which you'll see later. Which honestly will probably be the brows one. Just because it would make more sense. Like I have to use two different ones right now. So now I'm gonna take some Heritage Store rose water with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge, which, let me tell you guys, that's cold. For one. But for two, I used my Bath and Body Works body wash on these sponges, and they completely look brand new. Brand new, guys. Sorry, I have like some concealer and stuff. But eyeshadow and stuff will also clean that up a little. Alright. So, oh, I forgot one thing. I'm gonna use my little concealer brush. This is gonna be for something else. I'm gonna start using my little concealer brush for my brows, which I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Fair. I don't remember what it was. It's just Fair. And pretty much I'm in that paper. just going to carve out my brows. I'm not gonna fill them in. Just yet. Just yet. So now I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge and I'm going to lightly dab that in. And wherever I need more concealer is where we go. But other than that, there we go. It's sheared out and it looks amazing and there's no concealer in my brows. So pretty much same thing. There's like a lot of concealer on this brush. Right in the corner is gonna go in like that. Taking my sponge again. And I'm squeezing it. And because there was a lot more concealer on this one than there was the other one. And the reason I'm doing it this way is so it looks like I have no concealer. So it's just, and yes, I know my okay. Anyways, do not say yes. Primers. That's what I need. Okay, so the first primer we're going into today is the Power Grip Primer. Oh, this is so good.
What was your surprise?
I can't tell you, it's a surprise.
You want some?
What?
Want some of my hand? You're gonna get mad at me.
What?
Did you show your dad this?
No. Okay. So let that dry and get tacky. Oh, well, we're letting that dry and get tacky. I'm going to show you the next product. The e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer and the e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator Brush. Okay. That should be good. So I'm going to take the little scoop part. Maybe go like that. Maybe a little bit more. And then I'm going to take it. Oh, swipe, swipe, swipe. Swipe, swipe. It's like still very shiny on my forehead. Oh. Okay. So then I'm gonna take this, go brushy, brushy. Which this is very clean. These brushes are all very clean. Like, very clean. So, that's a cat tower.
Really?
Cut tunnel.
Well, yeah. That one's right here on the teeth.
That's where she wanted it.
Who? Who?
Freaking.
If you say camo shaggy.
No, freaking Jen. She wanted it upstairs somewhere, that's all I know. I was still able to get around it.
Okay, well, everything's jumping up. I can't get around it.
What are you bringing up? Hey, what are you doing? Daddy? Come here. What are you doing?
What are you jumping up?
Bringing what up?
Something tall, big. Sits down by the ladder. Huh?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
What if I asked my dad to see if he got the fire stick?
Yeah.
If he set up?
Yeah.
What do you want for it? So we take this one back down to your
Okay.
dad.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, that's where my game plan was, so we can get this one back down there
Yeah.
where he can use
Yeah,
it.
well, you can bring that up, but you're gonna need to go downstairs after I'm done with this video. I'll let you know when I'm done. Because I need to get my surprise ready for you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hold on for a minute. I might say you want to go somewhere with me.
Where?
If I got it, if you,
Can I finish my tutorial?
yeah, it's I ain't mastered gymnastics yet.
Okay. Alright, ready? Alright, so now I'm gonna go into the Rimmel London Stay Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation in the shade True Ivory. This is lightweight and shine control. And I have my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Let's see how much better this one is compared to the other one. The actual foundation. The flat foundation brush. like that one. This one so much better. It like actually blends it into the skin, so it doesn't look so heavy. It does have a weird smell, but it's pleasant enough to where I could stand it. Would I be able to? Sorry, I fell off the brush. Would I be able to stand it all the time? Not all the time, but it's enough to where if I really wanted to, I would repurchase it in the shade that I need. You know what I mean? But yeah. And it could also be the brush and not the foundation. Oh my god. But it literally, okay, with this foundation, and the way it blends, it literally looks like my skin tone. It's so weird. So it doesn't even look like I have foundation on at all. It's so weird. Just, I don't know if it has something to do with this brush and the way it's blending it, but literally, like, it looks like I don't even have any foundation on. Like it does up close, but if like you were far away, it would look like I didn't even have makeup on. Like foundation. And I think it's something to do with this brush. This is why I love this brush. So, so here. It just happens sometimes with brushes when you're like, even like I can't even say brushes because sometimes brushes isn't the only thing that does it. Sometimes it's the product itself because that product is so lightweight that when it's on your skin it doesn't look like you have to like be really up close to see that you have foundation on. And it doesn't help that you powder your face with all these other products. So it's like it's like it's just I think I feel like it's a mixture of both the formula of the foundation itself and the brush. So what's gonna happen now, since I like that brush for this foundation, is this one is gonna go back. Or no, it's gonna switch this for the CoverGirl that.
So if you're wanting to plug that into the Ethernet cord, you're gonna have to find it. It's over here, and it's going down through the wall, ceiling, and back in the corner up here. And then there's some
No,
for the.
this is gonna go back. Yeah, this is gonna go. It'll just be for both because I love that brush so much. So this is gonna be used for a different foundation when it comes time. So now I'm going in with my Real Techniques sponge and some.
Well, wait till you get that one hooked up first. Then we'll deal with that. But yeah, then the little one will go back in.
And some rose water.
I didn't use the cigar or anything. The way I played the game on that one. Because I don't know what that string kind of remote. For that TV? Yeah. It should have been up there. Since I ain't found it. It's the remote for it. It should have been up there somewhere. So I told John to remove it. Okay. I got used to it.
So now I'm just trying to take blend it into my skin more.
I always lost your remote. I didn't go into it. I didn't even. Yeah, I didn't know that we had Starbucks on there. Yeah, like I said, it's the actual remote says. If I remember, that's a Samyang TV. Yeah. Yeah, there should be a Samyang remote for it or somewhere. Yeah. I ain't even too worried about it. I'm too lazy to get up and turn the TV on. Been dang ready for it. But yeah,
So there we go. So now we're going to go into under eye concealer and face concealer. And we're going to go in with Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Ow Late Honey. What? Oh. Which is kind of like a lightweight concealer. It's lightweight, but full coverage, if that makes sense. So I haven't been getting the best sleep. Okay. So now I'm going to go in with the Maybelline one again. We're going to go on the chin. I am blending it with the Camo Concealer Sponge. Because again, we're really trying to sheer things out, so this is just another way. Above the cupid's bow. Right there. And a little half bottom. Around the nose. There. Right there. And And then down the bridge of my nose. Up in between my brows. And a little on my forehead. Sweet. Not much. Okay. So I'm pretty much putting to keep everything separate from what goes into my makeup box and what goes into my makeup bag. To do that, I have two piles. I guess it's not so cool. Which is fine. Because yes, maybe I haven't been getting much sleep, but I've been getting enough. If that makes sense. Okay, so now we're going to do some contour. So I'm using my contour wand and my e.l.f. contouring brush. And the shade is Fairlight. So I'm doing one side at a time. Like honestly, so easy to share this out because it's I haven't done the squeeze part yet. Honestly, I don't need to unless it becomes too light on the skin because then at that point I need more because it's creating a nice shadow. I'm liking this, but I don't like how fast my brushes get dirty. Right. So I don't know if I need the sponge. I might need it next time. I might need to add more, but today for my sheer look, because next time's probably going to be a little bit of a heavier look than I normally do, that I not normally do, but I sometimes do. Normally nowadays it's more sheared out, more blending, pretty much to where you're having to be up close and personal to notice I have makeup. That makes sense. Which is fine by me because honestly, and that's the way I like my makeup. I like my makeup to be very blended, very well blended. I mean, I don't personally judge the people that go and
I'm not
go.
into it.
Hold on. Go into these heavy makeup to where it looks like you have makeup on from far away. I don't personally judge them. That's just not my style. If that's your style, go for it. This is just my style. This sheared out, Ridley blended type look. So I did not need that sponge for this. That's okay. Because I can always use the sponge for the putty blush and then use the other sponge for the blush one and putty bronzer. So now I'm going in with the putty bronzer and the shade Tan Lines and the putty bronzer brush. Because I kind of want that chiseled chin kind of look, but I still want it sheared out. What I'm doing is I'm not going to shear it out on the brush. I'm going to put it on very, not very, very heavy, but somewhat heavy to the point that it will be easier to shear out. For me, this will be easier to shear out this way since I have less product right now. There we go, there we go, there we go. And that works. So now I'm going to go into the sponge a little bit more. There is water. I'm going to go with the bottom first. And then we're going to go with the point at the end. Now powder is a lot more easier. Okay. So now I'm going in with the putty blush and the putty blush brush. Now this one I definitely will shear out. Probably just going to warm it up. And then use it on both sides after I sheared it out. See why I sheared out? It's so pigmented. Such a pigmented blush. But it just gives a nice pinky flush to the cheeks. Ugh. Okay. Now back into our sponge. Like I said, we're gonna use a sponge to blend out our blush today. Oh, this blush. Let's start with the blush. Look at that. A little bit of effort, and it picked up a lot and made it a lot more, lot, not a lot more visible, a lot less visible. So, So now I'm going to use this again. This will be strictly for highlighter. So now I'm going to go into the blush wand. Oh, the putty blush was in the shade Bora Bora, and this is in the shade Rose Slay. So now I'm going to use this to really share out the blush the best we can. So now I'm going to go into the e.l.f. blush, or not blush, highlight wand, and this little pink sponge. And this is in the shade Liquid Gold. Let's get that highlighted. And then I'm going to let everything dry. And I mean everything. I'm going to let everything dry. With sharing it out once it dries faster, then I'm going to do my chin. There. And I'm going to do one more place after this. So now that little angled brush that I told you was for later, this, now we're going to use this. I'm going to take it, we're going to go inside the cap, then on the applicator as well, and we're going to highlight right here like we do with the Halo Glow liquid filter when we use it. Ow. So yeah. Like I said, pretty much. Trying to clean the brush off a little bit. It's a little too much. shouldn't be too wet. So now I'm gonna take my powder brush and just a little bit of powder to set my neck here, and then we'll wait for everything else to dry. So we're just gonna take what's in this little area here and set down here. I am still gonna bake because it's only 7 o'clock here where I live. So it's like, I don't need a light set. And I'll bake around my nose. I'll actually bake, yeah. I'll just bake. Then my setting brush that is all clean as well. Just make sure. I know like sharing things out does help it dry faster. Like I said, I'm just doing a light set really quick. And then we'll go into baking. Camo! The light set helps with me, especially because I don't like completely letting everything completely dry. So then the light set, so everything's set, and then I let it dry a little bit more. Well, lately, the past couple of days I have done this way. Then I let everything dry. I've been using the brushes that are kind of storage brushes right now. And letting those dry a little bit more, and then I bake. So now I'm going to use my Real Techniques powder puff. I'm going to really dip it into the powder. And I'm going to start getting powder everywhere. Again, this is baking, so we need a lot of powder everywhere. And while we're also setting everything to bake, I'm going to powder my eyes. Like just simply understand how much easier baking is. Baking is so much easier Because then you really know that everything is set. So then everything's set. You have the reassurance everything is set properly. So now I'm just going to it works. So I'm just show face. Alright. So now there's times I will have extra powder left. And at that point I take my setting brush and kinda clean the lid. If I do. And then I'll kinda shake all the excess powder down into this little part. So then so it's 7:10 now. So about 5 minutes would be 7:15, and then we can finish the look. There's honestly some brushes, a lot of brushes that could go in the brush storage. But it's like, then I don't want to have to get it out if I need it. You know what I mean? This is so hard. This is why I should just like come back when time's up. But yeah. Hey, baby. Come here.
I can't.
Can you send me a random sticker? Okay. Okay. So now it's time to take this off my skin, which is a good thing because it's really itchy. I need to kind of assess the situation. So I'm just taking my finger and doing it. But I'm going to kind of right there with it. Just stick that part of the brow down. It was sticking up. Alright. So now I'm going to finish the face. Or not the face, the eyes, then the face. So I need all my eyeshadow brushes. So first I'm going to start with this fluffy crease brush. I'm going to go into the first shade and start defining my crease. It's not working. Why is it not working? I won't need to blend this one. But whatever. I forgot about wiping away eyeshadow with my setting brush. So, okay. So now I'm going to take this crease brush. I'm going to go into the third shade, which is the shade I used in my brows. And I'm holding this a little bit closer to the front of the brush. And I'm kind of building it up, but that's only because I'm also going to blend it out. It's kind of like chalky and stuff right here. Okay, so and I have another crease brush in case I want it. So now I'm going to go into the e.l.f. blending eye brush. I'm going to really blend out that eyeshadow. I just want to make sure it's very blended out. So now let's add a little more. So now I'm going to go into my angled crease brush. I'm going to go to the sixth shade right here. I'm gonna very lightly use this color. So I'm gonna hold it at an angle. Because this is a darker color, it can get very dark very quick. So that's why I said I'm going to use this shade very lightly. And I'm also going to bring it right here and kind of cut like that. And I'm taking my setting brush and going back and forth, making sure I'm cleaning that eyeshadow up. And I will clean this up next time. So, now, hold on. So again, using it sideways to kind of blend. It also kind of blends it out itself. So now again, because you don't want this powder eyeshadow to kind of bake, so it ruined the look. I've done it. So now I'm going to take that blending eye brush again. And kind of just blend this out. It's not as dark. So, okay. So now these 3 crease brushes are done. Now I'm going into a flat top brush like this. And I'm going to go into the 9th shade, which is this shade right here. I'm going to hold it pretty close. And I'm going to very lightly pack it onto the lid. Like that. And then clean up as quick as you can. Alright. And yes, we will blend it. So, quickly clean up fallout. And then blend in. Okay. So now we're going to go into the e.l.f. Precision Liquid Eyeliner. I'm just going to do that. So then that's one eye. So now mascara, which I'm going in with the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. Now we're just gonna let those smudge marks dry really quick. While we do that, I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in Forever Sunkiss. And I'm going to chisel out that chin more. I need something to like brush it off. This will work. Because once it's dry, you should be able to use anything and brush it off. So now I'm going to go into the Primer Infused Matte Blush and Always Cheeky on this angled blush brush. Always seems to be hard to get product on at first. So you really want to help sculpt out those cheekbones. So now lips, which is the e.l.f. Uh, O-Face Satin Lipstick in Dirty Talk. And then we're going to go into the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss, which is in the shade Champagne Glam. Which is a pretty, can't say pretty, but it's a better shade. To top on to lipstick. But the other one's pretty. The Sparkling Rose is pretty too because it just intensifies the pretty pink. Now I'm going in with the Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. Refreshing. Alright, so this is the final look. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye!